why we have the alabaster floor here. Okay. I mentioned earlier that alabaster is playing like the solar cells. Absorbs the energy of the sun, or the light of the sun could change it to energy and releasing the energy after 5 or 6 hours. And that energy could be just like heat energy, warm energy, or it could be different type of energy, like maybe I'm not sure exactly. I'm about to study how the alabaster can transform the sun energy, but we can explain like maybe illumination also. It works as light devices, but not as playing with itself. I think they add, there is part of the, there is accessories. That's why in the Valley Temple yesterday, we found those pits, and we mistakenly think they add statues just for good decoration. No, I think the statue, the material of the statue is completing the recipe. Okay, that's why one of the statues, we will see it in the Egyptian museum, was found where buried under the alabaster layer, which is weird. How come they buried the statue underneath? Because this is the best way to connect between the two materials. But above the ground, it won't be working good. Okay, the alabaster and the one underneath was diorite, a very unique type of diorite. And because we don't know the original quarry, so we call it Kefren diorite, labeled after Kefren, because Kefren, the first one in our history, used that diorite, the first well-known one. Okay.
Just so people know what we're talking about, yeah. And it connected, and remember, it's all bedrock limestone there. So that pit is, it's cut into the bedrock.
Alabaster and the bedrock.
In the bedrock. So you got the statue, you've got the bedrock, you've got the alabaster, and then you've got the granite columns above. And then the limestone temple surrounding it.
Of 5 materials.
Exactly.
So they all resonate different vibratory.
Yeah, and they all connect together. Yeah. So very sophisticated.
We are at, again, the complex of the so-called step pyramid. Do we agree to call it pyramid? Some people say yes, some people say no. Why yes? Because it looks like a pyramid shape somehow. Why no? Because it misses so many important elements from the other pyramids. Number one is the base. This is the only rectangular base we have. All the other pyramids, square base. That's why we have the 4 sides are the same side, the same size. Okay, this one has 2 wide sides and 2 narrow sides. Okay, the 2 wide is we are here at the south and north wide, east and west narrow. Number 2, this is the only pyramid was built above an ancient shaft. So the burial chamber, the one they call it burial chamber, wasn't actually made during the construction. It was already there. 50 meters under the pyramid. One of the biggest shafts in Egypt. And so many geologists, Egyptologists don't know this fact that we do have the biggest granite box ever in the whole world underneath. But it's not one piece, it is 62 pieces, but huge.
Yeah.
It's like a big building, like a building of 4 floors. Okay?
Really incredible.
And it is mentioned in some rare sources as the vault. Yes, the vault. They are hiding something precious underneath. If you Google this information, you will find almost nothing. There is no good mention about this place. So this is my opinion that it could be the original ancient Egyptian site is the shaft and the box, and the pyramid could be dynastic. So they were reusing the site in this case. So reusing can happen to the stone, to the site, or to an ancient element. But you know, actually, you made the right point. I was here 2 years ago, and I was hearing a little bit noise, a mechanical noise. So I went close, and I found a small mechanical lifter carrying one small block, like 40 centimeters, weighing like maybe 50 kilograms. It took 20 minutes to take it up. So 20 minutes, so it means that 1 million blocks, it will take 20 million minutes, which is like how many years, I think, just to take the stones up.
Even the donkey thinks that's hilarious.
The ceiling is not flat, it is round.
So the little pillars are the jet pillars?
Yes.
With the four or things at the top.
And some people also you may find this. So it will reflect the sound all the time. So just one will last maybe for 10 minutes. Just one. Imagine if we have a big group of people, it will last for at least 2 hours.
Like a whisper you can hear across.
Exactly. You will see some restorations. All the darker color, it means original. Lighter color, this is new restoration. Okay.
Could you please write a book or make a big movie of everything you say? I wish I could.
I'm trying to write a book for 2 years now. I finished one chapter.
As you speak, make the movie, the heck of it. Yeah.
Mohammed, the sound, was it just chanting?
Yes.
Or did they have any kind of music?
Look, according also to my experience, I realized that the sound or the toning or resonant happened after or by 2 main sources or 3. The first main source is always a water shaft or water table under the site, and that is serving what we call it the bass, like the bass in the music, behind the music, to keep the main resonant running without interruption. The second will be the human voice or the human throat, and the third will be mechanical voice, maybe like something like sistrums or drums or different type of musical instruments. So those 3 main sources of this resonant or this sound. We will hear something here still active. The first example, the water sound, still active, and we will all gonna go and hear the vibration from the water.
Back of them. It changes like this. On your chest. Yeah.
The heartbeat. Yeah, I can hear it pretty good.
Cool, isn't it? You can feel it. It's quite
Do
strong.
just one? Hit one? Again?
We're going to go see that.
See if you hear the reverb of that.
No, I think we're going to go see
Interesting.
I heard yours.
Oh, that one.
It's like 7 stories deep.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Whoa.
Right?
My ears are ringing.
But if we talk about the waves and the resonant, they understood what they are doing, and they understood how many levels will create the shape, what will be the shape of each wave.
Mohammed, I'm just thinking about as we're talking about, this starts to more approach the classical Greco-Roman type much later.
Exactly. We have so many sites being called Greco-Roman because the type of the art was labeled Greco-Roman. So when you see it, you call it, this is the Greco-Roman art I studied in the schools of this building. But now this was made before the Greeks was created. we are talking about almost 2,700 BC. So there was no Greeks at all.
Well, and the curve is like
Yes, sure.
the curve is reversed from
This is
where
all
we previously
part
walked
of
in.
the complex
It's like
of
the exact
Saqqara step
converse of
corridor.
it.
Is this one redone?
Yes, reconstruction. You can see the lighter color. One of the early representations, and I don't know why it is not acknowledged by Egyptologists, when they talk about Osiris, we will talk about him much. They said Osiris was well known during the 5th dynasty. Okay, but this symbol up there at the shape of the window, we call it Jed pillar. This is the Osiris main symbol. So it existed during the 3rd dynasty. So it means that Osiris was well known. Who is Osiris? Osiris is the Lord of the afterlife. Okay? And when we say this, we are not talking about religion. No, we are talking about powers and energies. Okay, so Osiris is representing the main power in the afterlife. What is the main power in the afterlife? High consciousness. Okay, and fair system, because when you go to the afterlife, there is no more games or tricks or misbehave or anything. Okay, you have good energies.
He said games.
Yes. again.
Just noting that.
Yes.
Is Osiris the one that's in the Judgment Day?
Yes, exactly.
The story.
The court of Osiris. Yes.
Mohammed, you said high consciousness. I would agree with that, but I think we could also say pure consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. The right consciousness. Yeah. So that symbol there, we will see it very much during this tour. Jet pillar. What is the jet pillar? They say it is the backbone of Osiris with the front 4 ribs. It's a representation of resurrection later, because we know, according to science now, that all your DNA and your genetic map is located in the lower part of your backbone. Okay? So they say this backbone pillar and the 4 ribs will be the reason that Osiris will be resurrected again and will be covered with flesh, and as if this is like the small cell of Osiris. Okay?